If I asked you right now how much money is in your business bank account, could you answer that confidently? More importantly, could you also answer how much is coming in next month and how much is going out? Cash flow is the lifeblood of your business. If you don't track it, you are flying blind. Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Thursday episode of the Design Dialogues podcast. And today I'm diving into a topic that I reckon a lot of you will be interested in. And that is the difference between a thriving, profitable design studio and one that's constantly struggling to make ends meet. Let me ask you something. Are you leaving money on the table? As creatives, we're passionate about designing beautiful spaces, but sometimes we overlook the business side of things. And that's where money starts slipping through the cracks. So in today's episode, we're talking about the essential financial systems you need to protect your profit. Here's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at cash flow tracking, how to stay on top of what's coming in and coming out. Invoicing best practices, avoiding payment delays and making sure you actually get paid on time, and pricing strategies, making sure your fees reflect the true value of your work. And don't forget this month's free download, the Project Tracker. This is designed to help you keep a close eye on the financial health of your projects, and you can grab a copy in the show notes. Okay. Let's be a bit honest with ourselves. Most interior designers didn't start their business because they love crunching numbers. But here's the reality. You can be the most talented designer in the world, but if your finances aren't in order, your business won't survive. You don't really have a business, you have a hobby. I see so many designers struggling with this. They take on great projects, work long hours, and yet they're barely making a profit because money is falling through the cracks. They're not tracking cash flow. They're not following up on unpaid invoices, or the worst one of all, they're not pricing their services correctly. But this is all fixable. And when you have the right systems in place, you'll feel so much more in control of your business and your income. So one of the first things that you need to get right is cash flow tracking. If I asked you right now how much money is in your business bank account, could you answer that confidently? More importantly, could you also answer how much is coming in next month and how much is going out? Cash flow is the lifeblood of your business. If you don't track it, you are flying blind. How do you keep track of your cash flow though? So this is one of the things that there is multiple ways of doing it, and using accounting software like Xero or QuickBooks or MYOB is super important. And if you do not have this set up properly, I really encourage you to take the time to sit with your accountant and have them explain it to you and make sure it is set up properly. You need to get into the habit of reviewing your cash flow weekly. Set a time aside, be it first thing Monday morning, Friday afternoon, whatever works best for you, but get into the habit of checking it so you're never caught off guard. Identify patterns. Are there months where you are constantly short on cash? Do you need to maybe adjust how you're billing your clients when you're sending out your invoicing? Knowing these patterns is going to help you fix them. Some common cash flow mistakes to avoid as well. Spending money before it's in the bank. Just because a client signed a contract doesn't mean that the money is in your bank account yet. Don't spend what you don't have. Forgetting about tax and business expenses. Keeping a separate account for GST, tax, and overheads is a great idea. So you know that money is put aside and you're not scrambling later. This one is really important, and I want you all to really take this on board. Not paying yourself first. Make sure you get paid. even if it's a set monthly salary from your business, it's really important that you are getting paid. If you are not getting paid, then why are you running a studio? We are not running hobbies. We are not running charities. You need to make sure you are getting paid. A simple system for tracking cash flow will give you clarity and help you plan ahead instead of constantly wondering where your money went. Okay, so now we actually need to talk about how you get paid. One of the biggest reasons designers struggle with cash flow is delayed payments. Clients forget, invoices get lost, and before you know it, you're chasing overdue payments. Here's a few tips on how to get paid faster. Invoice on time, every time. Don't wait until the end of the month. Invoice as soon as a milestone is reached. And this should be linked back to your fee proposal and linked back to the timeline, which we talked about previously. Set clear payment terms and make it crystal clear. Payment due within 7 days instead of the vague due upon receipt. Use automated invoicing. All of the accounting software these days has automated invoicing if you want to set it up. They also have automated follow-ups for when payments are not due. One of the best tricks that I've ever heard when it comes to dealing with chasing up invoices is setting up a second email account. It might be accounts@studio name. It just gives you the ability to pretend like you've got an accounts department who's chasing up the invoices for you. If you feel uncomfortable about chasing up invoices, find a way that works for you that allows you to do it. Because delayed payments is going to be a killer to your business. So how do you actually deal with late payments? If a client is late, don't be afraid to follow up. You are running a business, not a charity. A couple of things, though, that you can do to make it a bit easier. And I really encourage you to set automated reminders so you don't even need to think about this. I would set it up in this kind of cadence. 3 days before due date, just a friendly reminder your invoice is due soon. On the due date, your invoice is now due. Please arrange payment today. 7 days overdue, your invoice is overdue. Please process payment immediately to avoid late fees. Having a solid invoicing system in place ensures you get paid on time and maintain steady cash flow. So when we're talking about leaving money on the table, one of the biggest things that designers are guilty of is undercharging. We have spoken about undercharging before and making sure that you are charging correctly for the value that you bring to a project. But it really is something that if you are constantly undercharging, you are not going to run a profitable business. You are putting a lid on the growth that you are going to see in your studio. Your pricing needs to reflect your experience and expertise. Think about your years of training, your skill, your industry knowledge. And if you are new to this industry as well, it's not just about the years that you have in the industry. You might have already done 10, 15 years in a previous career, and you have a large number of transferable skills that also come into that experience and expertise. The value you bring. We are not just picking cushions. You are creating a functional, beautiful space that improves your client's life. If you don't value that, it's going to be very hard for the client to value that. And then, of course, there is the actual time you spend doing projects. All of the things, the calls, the sourcing, the going to site, the admin, the stuff that happens in the background, All of the stuff that sits alongside the designing, it all adds up. Are you charging enough? Ask yourself these questions. Are you making a profit on every project? If not, something needs to change. You really should have a percentage of profit that you are trying to hit for every project. Are you including a markup on the products that you're sourcing for the client? If not, you're missing out on a key revenue stream. And would you be happy doing this project at this price again? If the answer is no, you need to raise your rates. One thing to remember, your pricing should allow you to run a profitable business, not just break even. So to recap, if you want to protect your profit and stop leaving money on the table, make sure you are tracking your cash flow weekly so you always know where you stand. Set up automated invoicing and payment reminders to get paid faster. And if you are not sure how to do this, ask your bookkeeper or accountant to show you. And make sure you are pricing your services for profitability, not just to cover costs. And don't forget, this month I've got a free project tracker template for you, which is going to help you make all of this easier. I hope today's episode has helped you. I know that talking about money can be awkward, and if you aren't handling it well, it can be hard to sometimes admit that. If it is something you are struggling with, please reach out via DM or send me an email. I talk to a lot of designers about how to help them with their finances, because I truly do believe we don't run charities. We're not doing this as a hobby. We are here to run profitable businesses, and I would love to help you all run profitable businesses. I hope you've enjoyed this episode today, and I look forward to talking to you in our next Design Dialogue. That's it for today's episode. I hope this gave you some fresh ideas and motivation to refine how you run your studio. But here's the thing, having the right strategies is one thing. Actually implementing them is another. And if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or just unsure where to start, that's exactly what my Systems and Processes Health Check is for. It's a one-on-one deep dive into how your studio runs, pinpointing where things are working, where they're not, and giving you a clear roadmap to streamline your processes. And the thing is, my health check is different from other mentoring out there. We don't just talk, we put together clear, actionable items that I hold you accountable for, because I want to make sure that at the end of the health check, you see a real difference in your business. Imagine having a studio that runs smoothly, where you're in control, and where you can finally focus on the design work that you love. If that sounds like exactly what you need, head to the website to book in your health check today. Thanks for tuning in, and if you found this episode helpful, share it with a fellow designer who could use these insights too. See you for our next Design Dialogue.